Vegan Gains is a complete and utter piece of shit. What's up, guys? Alec on Kira here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about Vegan Gains. Now, I was originally going to make a video about snatch grip high pulls this week, but I'm going to save that for next week because something came to my attention earlier today that I really want to address because, frankly, it punched me right in the freaking gut and it made me feel sick, honestly. And this isn't going to be a fitness video. I try not to make too many pieces that are wholly unrelated to fitness in general, or at least tangentially, because that's what my channel is about. But there are some lines that you don't cross, dude. And I wanted to touch on this today because it really rubbed me the wrong way when I saw it. So I was browsing my feed on YouTube the other day, and up popped a community post from Curling X showing a repost of a live stream done by Vegan Gains that some random channel had re-uploaded. And you guys have probably already seen all this and heard all this, the whole story by now. I know that Doucette talked about it recently, but I didn't watch any of his videos on it. So I hadn't seen any of the gory details for myself until Curling made that community post. After he made that post, I went and I watched a few minutes of the live stream. And I'm just going to flash some of the pertinent bits up here real quick just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. And then, honestly, I'm just going to rant for a little bit after that.
Yeah, so seems like your kid's picking up your shitty fucking habits, dude. Yeah, maybe he'll die the same way, a fucking heart attack or something. Whatever, stupid kid. Is this like what, like, you're proud of your son for this? It just goes on. Like, he must have been actually proud of his son for being able to do this. Holy crap, your kid's a loser. Well, your son's a piece of fucking shit just like you, asshole. Yeah, there he is, fucking torturing animals. Yeah, putting a hook through a fish's mouth. Yeah, hopefully he dies of a heart attack soon, too. I'm sure he eats like shit, just like his dad, so yeah, hopefully that piece of crap also fucking dies in his sleep. So his hobbies include yo-yos, torturing animals, and yeah, that's about it. Alright. Fucking asshole.
I feel really good about the heart health stuff I'm taking. And very happy with how my heart's recovering. The proof will be in the pudding next month, though. Next month.
Oh! The proof will be in the pudding next month! He died! He died the next month! Oh, that's too funny.
Look, man, like I said, there are some lines that you don't cross. And this dude is obviously a complete and total piece of shit, honestly. There's simply no other anything to be said about him. Nothing else, Richard, that you've ever said or done matters. This right here is the culmination of everything that you are. He's making fun of a kid for fucking playing with a yo-yo. Dude, you live stream video games for a living and you're a grown fucking man. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what are you even making fun of? He is a kid. He's allowed to play with yo-yos, and a father is allowed to be proud of his son for no other reason than he exists and he is his son. But how big of a piece of scum do you have to be to make fun of a child for something like that? No less one that literally just lost his father. I lost my dad when I was 27 years old. And you know what? It sucked, man. And I was 27. I got 27 years. This kid is no older than 13 or 14 years old. I can't even imagine that. If it were me, I would have been completely and totally lost for a very long time. And my heart goes out to him and goes out to his brother because that just sucks. It just sucks. And no one deserves to have to go through that at such a young age. And certainly, even you should be able to see that these remarks were simply uncalled for, Richard. Your false morals pushed to the side. Someone died. A person who, by every single account, was a great man, a pillar of his community. The world was a better place with John in it, and you see fit and appropriate to disparage not only him in his death, but also his family because his kid likes playing with yo-yos and went fishing once. Honestly, fuck you, Richard. This is too far, and you're obviously a piece of shit. And in a serious discussion, I do not use that terminology lightly. A kid is a product of their environment. He went fishing because he was taught how to fish. You would have done the exact same thing at that age if you were taught it. When did you even become a vegan? Were you 12 years old when you made that choice? Did your parents make it for you? You can't call him an asshole when he hasn't even had a chance to make his own life decisions yet. Unlike you, who we can very well call an asshole because you continue to act the way that you act of your own accord. A grown man with nothing better to do than play video games and shit talk the essence of dead men who were better than him. Wow, you're really killing the game, dude. I don't want to make this video a discussion about veganism itself because I hate zealotry more than anything, but people eat meat. They have for millennia, and they will until they're wiped off the face of the earth. So honestly, get the fuck over it. Animals eat meat too. It's part of life. You hate all meat eaters, and you apparently wish for all of them to die, which is the absolute most childish thing that I've ever heard, but you love all animals, even though many of those same animals are meat eaters. The logic isn't even congruent there. And how the fuck do you even rationalize that? If you hate anyone that consumes meat, that means you have to hate most animals too, and should wish for them to die as well, which is illogical. You claim that you're vegan because you don't want to see animals suffer, but animals suffer far more brutal deaths at the hands of other animals than they do at the hands of humans. And if every human who ate meat suddenly died, the collective suffering would be much larger than the suffering at current scale. So obviously, you don't care about suffering, and you don't really care about animals. You just want to make a big stink about things because that's what you are. A piece of shit. A worthless piece of shit. If you really cared about animals, and you really cared about veganism, and you really had any true ideology at all, you would do a complete 180 from your current course. You would stop shit talking altogether. You would certainly stop making fun of dead people and making fun of children who just lost their father, and you would take to heart the adage that you can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. How many people have you ever actually really converted over to your ideology, Richard? In all your years being an asshole on social media, have you ever really convinced anybody of anything who didn't already share your ideology to begin with? I bet you haven't, because no one fucking cares about the stereotypical holier-than-thou vegan, especially not one as psychotic as you are. So get off your high horse. No, if you really gave a shit about converting people over to your ideology, and you really gave a shit about saving animals, you would use an approach that actually has a chance to work, even if only a small percentage of the time. But hey, any success rate is higher than your current success rate of 0%. If you really gave a shit, you would stop being such a prick, and you would use a sane approach that espouses the potential benefits of veganism, and you would stop pointing to what you perceive to be the immorality of omnivorism. More flies with honey. Positive reinforcement is better than negative reinforcement. These are all things that have been proven time and time again in research to actually be better at swaying people's opinions and actually getting people to do a deeper introspective dive. So again, if you really gave a shit, you would flip your approach and you would take the small victories along the way with it. But you don't actually give a shit. You just are a piece of shit with no soul, and you want to make a big fucking stink because you want attention, you have nothing else to offer, and you have nothing better to do with your time. So I'm just ranting here, guys. I'm not really going anywhere with it, but this pissed me off pretty good, and I just kind of wanted to vent, honestly. I'm going to link the video in question below, the live stream in question below, in the description here so that you guys can go watch it and make your own decisions about how you feel about Vegan Gains, about his content, how you want to feel about him moving forward. The re-upload of the live stream is not on his channel, so you don't have to worry about supporting him by clicking on that link if that's something that you're worried about. And I'm not going to say that Richard should be canceled because that concept is far too slippery of a slope for me, not one that I want to walk down. But you guys can all go watch that live stream, see what he said, and decide for yourselves as individuals whether you want to support and condone that type of behavior or not. This has nothing to do with, it should have nothing to do with veganism, with that ideology. You should be able to separate these things when something of this, the gravity of this kind of thing, of this magnitude is occurring. And personally, this is an easy decision for me, how I feel about him here on out. He's obviously toxic as hell. He lacks charisma anyway, if we're all being honest. And with his final nail in the coffin, he's obviously a great big piece of shit as well. A foul, steaming turd of a cherry on top of the rancid cake that is Vegan Gains. Fuck you, Richard.